two beginning, bet as in two, Rashid as in beginning, or bet as in a house?
Yes, both are correct. Yes, Bereshit is two beginnings. Bet, Rashid, like bet dash, Rashid, two beginnings. Yes, the beginning of duality. Yes, this is Bereshit.
So when you said beginning of duality, it's the
Excellent.
beginning of
This is
time
the
and
two.
space, or what?
Yes, yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the bed as in the house. So where because in the Sefer Bahir it says the bed is the blessing.
There is no,
So
yes, there is
I
no
cannot
contradictions.
I
Yeah,
cannot
there aren't
connect.
any contradictions. He says in Sefer Habahir that bet, the letter bet, is a blessing. The duality is a blessing because duality, time and space, in a way, appears and is just fulfilling the whole emptiness. Yes, we can read it if you like again, because now we can move. This is a very good opening, Yanis, and I thank you for the question because we can move into Mark 6 and see how there's another sage uh, reading this verse, the blessing to Naphtali. Are we ready now to read Mark? Yes, Mark 6. Oh no, 7. Now we're
Yes,
already at Mark
yes.
7. Siman Zayin. This is page 14 in the Hebrew print. Now there is a new name, a new sage. ישב רבי אמורי, אמורי ודרש. Rabbi Amorai was sitting and teaching. Yes, Amorai is from Amar. Amar is to say, to say. And every saying is with love. Yes, there are two verbs in Hebrew that the meaning is to say, to tell a story. There's Amar, like in Genesis, Vayomer Elohim, Aleph Mem Resh, Aleph Mem Resh. Yes, and there's a verb that says Vayaged Lehagid from Haggadah, from tendon. So usually the distribution of the verbs is like saying is with love, Amar, a soft saying, and Higid, Haggadah, is something which is truth. Usually, not that this is not truth, but Haggadah, yes, like Haggadah Shel Pesach, or God, the name God, or Magid, yes, those are considered to be as issues that are have the tension of a tendon. Dvarim kashim kegidim, like tough, yeah, tough truth. Yes, so we have lehagid to tell, from Haggadah, Gad, Magid, Magid Meisharim, a name of a book, and there's the verb amar, to smira raka. The sages says that the verb amar is like a soft saying, like the mother speaks to the children, not just with authority, like Haggadah, Magid, Nagid, and so. So all of this opening is just to express something about the name Amore or Amorai. Yes, depends of how they are putting, how they say, put dots under the letters. My dichtiv, what is it which is written again from Deuteronomy 33:23? Umale birkat Hashem, yam v'darom ירשע. Now he asks again, this is another perspective. כך אמר משה. So said Moses. אם תלך בחוקותיו, if you shall follow his laws, order, חוקות or חוקה is not so much law in terms of enforcement, but how things are. Yes, usually we think about a law as what is written in the book, but law, chukutav, especially in the context of the Torah or the Bible, chukot, chukah, chok, is how things are. Just to give us an example, what is a chok law in terms of the Torah? Night and day. Something simple. Night and day, this is chukah, this is a law, this is a constitution. Chok, usually, Yanis, when you hear the word chok, law, what comes to you? What kind of a concept comes to your ears when you hear the word law? You can unmute and speak.
Um, Usually when you talk about law, I mean, the reference is always to the Ten Commandments, to all the laws that were written in the Torah.
Anything else, like in daily living, when the word law comes to your mind, what comes with it? What kind of an association comes with it? Of
The
whom? Of what?
Constitution said, but of course, law,
Yes.
I mean, like, traffic laws,
Yes, yes, you're
everything
right.
that
This is the
govern,
common
yeah,
translation of the brain. This is yes, like traffic law and building law and yes, and so on. But interestingly, the Torah, when the Torah speaks about law, this is how it is, like night and day, seasons. This is how it is. This is how it comes. It's not men, let's say, did not create the sunrise and the sunset and the stars and the moon and the planets. And so, Chuk- Chukotav, this is how it is. It's not man made. So, כך אמר משה, אם תלך בחוקותיו, if you walk in his law or order, just see how it is, what is to walk in, what is it to walk in his law. Yeah. If you walking, yes, walking is a movement just like seeing. Go through what there is. תירש העולם הזה והעולם הבא. You will inherit this world and the coming world, and the world to come, which is coming the next moment. This moment and the moment which is coming. העולם הזה, this world, והעולם הבא, and the next world. So you can ask, why do we say this moment and the coming moment? Because the whole world is conceived in a moment, in a breath. העולם, yes, yes, Yanis?
so yeah, it reminded me of a verse in the Torah that says about seed time and harvest time. Um, that it doesn't change. So that is
Again,
your
yes,
definition of
yes,
law in the Torah. Is
yes.
that that there is a Bible verse that
Yes.
talks about seed time
חוקות
and harvest
שמיים
time.
וארץ לא שמתי. He says, חוקות שמיים וארץ לא
I can't,
שמתי. I can look now. Let's see if I can look into the Bible app. חוקות שמיים וארץ לא שמתי. Yes. Do you hear still when I'm browsing? You do very good because I moved to another screen. So
yes,
let's see which verse is it. חוקות שמיים וארץ. Okay.
I think it's Genesis 8:22.
You found it? Can you read it? Because I found something in Jeremiah.
Okay. I'm not in the Bible app, but it's It says, as long as the earth endures, seed time and harvest, cold and
Excellent.
heat, summer
Excellent.
and
This is
winter,
after
day and night will
the
never
flood, the
cease.
promise to Noah. Yes? This is the verse. Yes? Yes, it is. He describes
Yes, I
the
think it is.
times of the seasons in their names. And there's another verse from Jeremiah 33:25. כה אמר Hashem, so says being, אם לא בריתי יומם ולילה, if not my covenant of my trust, of night and day, we say day and night, חוקות שמיים וארץ לא שמתי. Yes? The laws of the heaven and the earth I did not establish or profound. So what is the law? Day and night. It starts with day and night. Shamayim va'aretz. So yes, it's not, it's funny because we
Yes,
think
understand now.
about, let's say, traffic law, don't travel or move in red light, only in green light, and how many kilometers in the neighborhood, 50 kilometers per hour in a building area, and so all kinds of regulations. But this is not it. This is not it.
I think the verse that you mentioned in Jeremiah, I think it because the Hebrew mentions Hukot, but in the other one in Genesis 8, it
So
I don't know the
let's say
Hebrew
this
whether
is,
Hukot is
let's look
mentioned.
into Hebrew. Bereshit, this is Bereshit Perek Het, like
Genesis,
A chapter in, okay,
no,
I'm
chapter,
looking at
yeah,
it.
8, chapter
Bereshit
8, verse 22.
Perek Het. It says, one second, you said 22. You said 22. Yes. עוד כל ימי הארץ, as long as the day of the earth, seed, זרע וקציר, seed and harvest, וקור וחום, cold and heat, וקיץ וחורף, and summer and winter, ויום ולילה, and a day and a night, לא ישבותו, will never cease. This is it. This is the law. This is the promise. Yes. Excellent. Excellent. Very good example, Yanis. Here's Rodrigo. Good morning. Good morning, Rodrigo. We are very happy to see you. It's a beautiful example. So, what, according to Genesis 8, what are the agreement, the covenant, the law is about? Yanis?
It's day and night, the seasons, all that will not change as long as this earth endures.
It's great. Yes. Yes.
It
This
talks
is
about cold
beyond
and heat as
anything
well,
else.
hot and cold,
One second.
summer and winter.
The cat is just wishing to go out.
Yeah.
Good morning, Rodrigo. Good morning. We're so happy to see you here. One second here. One second. Let the cat. One second. How do you do, Rodrigo? You can unmute and speak. We are reading from, yes, Sefer Habahir. This is Mark 7. And there is a new speaker at the moment, or there's a new teaching of Rabbi Amorai. So, Rabbi Amor, let's start. ישב רבי אמוראי ודרש. Rabbi Amorai was sitting and teaching. My dichtiv, what is it which is written, Deuteronomy 33:23, Umale birkat Hashem, yam v'darom yerasha? כך אמר משה. Yes, yes, Rodrigo? Or Yanis, who wants to speak? כך אמר משה, so said Moses, אם תלך בחוקותיו, if you shall follow his laws, תירש העולם הזה, you will inherit this world, והעולם הבא, and the coming world. העולם הבא, the coming world, שהוא נמשל לים, that is parallel to the sea or to the ocean, שנאמר, that it is been said or written, Job 11:9, ורחבה מיני ים, and is broader and vaster than the sea. והעולם הזה, and this world, נמשל לדרום, and this world is parallel to the south, שנאמר, that it has been said or written, יהושע ט"ו י"ט, Joshua 15:19, כי ארץ הנגב נתתני, כי ארץ הנגב נתתני, because the land of the south you have given me. ומתרגמנן, and they translated it, הרי ארעה דדרומה, that it is the land of the south. Now here we find a new seeing or a new perspective of the south. Yes, this life or this moment is the south. Yes. Have you heard this before? That this moment is the south, or this world is the south. This is not a geographical reading. This is a beautiful example how the sages are reading the Bible. It is not a geographical book. What is the south? This moment. Do we understand? Let's read it again. And even if we don't understand, it's also okay. It's not to perceive, just to have or let it, the impression comes to you or come to you. At the beginning, it sounds like broken, but it's a poetry. So let's read again. ישב רבי אמוראי ודרש. Rabbi Amorai was sitting and teaching. My dichtiv, what is it which is written? Deuteronomy 33:23, we have met this verse. Umale birkat Hashem, yam v'darom yirasha, and fulfilled and filled with the blessing of being, as the sea or as the ocean, and the south inherited it. כך אמר משה. So said Moses. אם תלך בחוקותיו, if you will walk in his law orders. And we explain what law and order is, or constitution, what is a law in terms of the Torah is just night and day. This is how the world is, night and day, summer and winter, heat and cold. This is not a man's made law like we see, like traffic law and building law and all of this. So, כך אמר משה, so said Moses, אם תלך בחוקותיו, if you walk in his law, in his order, תירש העולם הזה, והעולם הבא. You will inherit this world and the next world. And we said also what is a world is basically the moment, because everything is conceived in the moment. So you will inherit this world or that moment and the coming moment or world, because what we can be is only in the moment, and the moment is the world as it is. העולם הבא, the coming world, שהוא נמשל לים. The next or the coming world or the coming moment is a parallel or proverb of the sea, of the ocean. שנאמר, why the next or the coming moment, yes, is a parallel to the sea. And he says, שנאמר, that it is been said, Job 11:9, ורחבה מני ים, and is vaster or broader or wider than the sea or than the ocean. והעולם הזה נמשל לדרום, and this world is parallel to south. שנאמר, that it is written, Joshua 15:19, כי ארץ הנגב נתתני, because you have given to me the land of the Negev. ומתרגמנן, and they translate the word Negev, הרי ערעה דדרומה, this is the land of the south. So let's see how Rabbi Amorai reads the blessing of Naftali. ומלא Hashem Yam, of being is fulfilled as is the next or the coming world. The coming world or the next moment is as vast as the sea. ודרום ירשה, and the south inherited, this is this moment. Do we see how Rabbi Amorai expresses this verse? Rabbi Amorai looks at the blessing to Naphtali and sees two parts. One part, Umale Birkat Hashem Yam, and the blessing of the being is fulfilled as the sea. This is one part. And the second part, Vedarom Yerasha, and the south inherited it. So he sees two parts. One part, that the blessing of the being is fulfilled as the sea. And the second part, that the south inherited it. So how does he read it? The blessing of being is filled as the sea, as vast as the sea. This is in his eyes referring to the next moment, which is vaster and wider than this moment. Now, if the coming world or the next moment is vast as the sea, what is this moment? The south. So, according to Rabbi Amorai, this moment is the south, and the next moment or the coming world or Haolam Haba is fulfilled with the blessing of being. So Rabbi Amorai sees the verse in two lenses. This world, or this moment, or the moment which is conceived in time, and the next moment which is not conceived in time. This is why it is fulfilled with the blessing of being. So the south in his reading is not a geographical south. It is this moment. Because this moment is getting, and this is why he also reads the verse from Joshua, Ki eretz hanegev netatani, you have given to me the land of the Negev, which is Negev, it means in Hebrew menugav, it's wiped from every rain, of every drop of water. Negev, menugav, it is wiped, it is dry. Therefore, he sees the south inherited it. It's just getting like drops from the fulfilling infinite blessing of being, which is the next moment. In a way, he sees that this moment is dry as the Negev, as the south, and the next moment is the next world, and in the next world there is, in a way, unlimited blessing. This is how Rabbi Amorai sees the blessing to Naphtali. This is how he reads it. Depends on the association, because each one of the speakers here is reading the verse, the same verse, but according to different lights or projectors. Each one read the same verse, but through a different verse, and then the different picture comes. As we read Yanis before, Rodrigo came and I asked, what is constitution or law? Yes, and you brought a verse from Genesis 8. And we were reading here another verse from Jeremiah, and both expressing the law as the world is, but there are two different verses which are representing. This is a very good example to how the Zohar is built. There's an airport, and in the airport there's one verse. But each one comes to this airport, read the same verse, but connects it to other verses, and there are different, how do you say, not airlines, but airlanes. Each one takes a different airline. They start, all of them, from one verse. But according to the lens, yes, Yanis reminded me of Abraham and Lot. Yes, that's correct. That's really correct, Yanis. This is excellent. Excellent. This is to show us how there's one verse, each one reads the same verse, but in his eyes there are different association or association, how do you say, different associational, I don't know if this word exists, verses, and this is how it goes through to his lens. Yes? It's beautiful. Any questions? Association. Yes. Association. Thank you. Yes, Rodrigo.
Hello, Etty.
Hello, good morning. How do you do?
I'm fine, thank you very much. Hello, Yanis. Thank you, Echi, to bring to us this verse from Bahir, from the Torah, and the comment from Bahir. And it's amazing um, how this perspective is open a vast, how can I say, a vast uh, possibilities and perspectives to us. And I was listening your explanation, and I just thinking that the lights comes from the south. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west, but the sun makes, how can I say, its journey through the south, at least from the perspective of the northern hemisphere. So I just remember that the man is a talent from God, and this image, and in the south, how can I say, is uh, not in terms geographic, but we can do this metaphor, or this uh, comparison, because in the south is the light, is the image of God, and this moment, as you said, as the Bahir said, this moment is the manifestation of this infinite, and so is in the, how can I say, is wherein the light is, where is the sun make its journey. Just to say it at the end, I just remember that the south, I don't know if you're right, but I remember well, the south is associated with the archangel Michael, and the name in Hebrew means who is like God. Uh, Michael, son like God, this how can I say, this image of God or something like that, and this I just share with you and with Yanis what what came to my mind, listen you to clarify this moment about blessing of Naphtali. Just to share, I don't know if it makes sense to you, but I think in these perspectives while I listen to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And now comes a new passage, סימן ח', this is Mark 8, ועוד למה הוסיף הקדוש ברוך הוא ה' באברהם. Now he asks a valid question, why the Holy Blessed He had added another letter, He, which his value is 5. Now he writes here, He with He and Aleph, yes. ועוד למה הוסיף הקדוש ברוך הוא ה' באברהם יותר משאר אותיות? Why did the Holy Blessed He had added the letter He to the name Abram more than any other letter? Why did the Holy Blessed He chose to add to Abram, to the 4 letters of Abram, the letter He and more than any other letter? אלא כדי שיזכו כל איבריו של אדם לחיי עולם הבא שהוא נמשל לים. Now he gives an answer. He asks and gives an answer. אלא, but, כדי שיזכו כל איבריו של אדם, but the whole organs of man will have the righteousness and will deserve the life of the coming world, שהוא נמשל לים, which is parallel to the sea or to the ocean. Now, what is the question that asked Rabbi Amorai, and what is the answer? What is the question that he raises? At least let's listen to the question. Is it simple question or not? Rabbi Amorai asks, ועוד למה הוסיף הקדוש ברוך הוא? And again, and more, why did the Holy Blessed He added another letter, which is He, to the name Abram? יותר משאר אותיות, more than the other letters. Why the Holy, this is the question, it's valid question. Why the Holy Blessed He chose to add the letter He to the 4 letters of Abram more than all the rest of the letters? Why the Holy Blessed He chose to add the letter He to the name Abram? That now it is Abraham with He. Ela, but, or because, כדי שיזכו כל איבריו של אדם, but that all the organs of man will have the righteousness to exist in the coming world or the next world, שהוא נמשל לים, which is parallel to the sea or to the ocean. Now he gives the reason why the Holy Blessed He added the letter He to the name Abram, because all organs of man will have the right to exist or will inherit the next coming world, which is parallel to the sea or to the ocean. כביכול, בו נשלם הבניין, דכתיב, seemingly in him the building has been completed. That is which is written, as it is written, Genesis 9:6, כי בצלם אלוהים עשה את האדם. Because, and now I will change the word tselem because usually it is translated to image in English. And let's get closer as much as possible to the Hebrew. כי בצלם אלוהים עשה את האדם, because in the essence of Elohim, the manifested, in the essence of the manifested, He made the man. So, Rabbi Amorai asks a very valid question. Why the Holy Blessed He added the letter He to the name Abram, that now it is Abraham, more than any other letter. He could pearl in the name Abram 4 letters, any other letter that he wanted. There are additional more, let's say, at least in simple, 21. Why did he choose from the 22 existing letters, let's say the simple ones, he chose He more than any other letter? And then he gives the answer. אלא כדי שיזכו כל איבריו. but or because, yes, that the all organs of man will have the righteousness to live in the coming world, which is parallel to the sea or to the ocean. כביכול, בו נשלם הבניין. Seemingly in Abraham, the building of man is being completed. דכתיב, that it is written, Genesis. I think that there is a mistake, but let's follow. I did not check the footnotes here or the sources of the verse. I have to check later. That it is written, כי את האדם. Usually it is translated that because in the image of God he made man or the man, but more closely will be because in the essence of the manifested he made the human. Because in the essence of the manifested he made human. Please pay attention to the word asa in English, made, because the manifested essence has to do with the doing. It's a mechanical process in time. This is a very deep reading. Ve'avraham, and the name Abraham, begimatria, when we calculate the value of each letter and combine the whole 5 letters together, Ramach, 248, כמניין איבריו של אדם, as the sum of the organs of human or man. Now, this is the whole reading of Rabbi Amorai. He asks, why the Holy Blessed He added the letter He in the name Abram and not any other letter? First, there's a question, there's an answer, which is very, very, very far seemingly from the question. But, or in order that all of man's organs will have the righteousness to exist in the next coming world, which is parallel to the sea or to the ocean. This is quite epic and poetic. And you ask yourself, what is the relation between the question and the answer? It's just kilometers, years of lights. The distance between the question and the answer in this case is years of lights. And then he continues, כביכול בו נשלם הבניין. So first, look how he opens the scope. There's a question, there's an answer infinitely far from the question, and then after he puts those two brackets, which is infinitely far from each other, he says that seemingly in him, in Abraham, the building is complete. Man is building. What building? Whose building? The building is referring to Abraham. כביכול בו נשלם הבניין. Seemingly in him, in Abraham, the building is completed. Which building? The building of man. God is building a man like a man builds a building. As it is written, כי בצלם אלוהים Asa et ha'adam. And now he brings a quote of what is it complete the building? The building of God is building a man. How, where does he come to this conclusion? From reading the verse. Ki betzelem Elohim asa et ha'adam. This is the building. There's an essence, yes, because in the essence of manifested, he made the man or human. Architect. There's an essence, he is building, and the building is being completed in Abraham. Not in Avram in 4 letters, but in Abraham with the letter Hey. And now he goes into it, and here only in the last sentence we understand the primal answer. Ve'Avraham, how did he arrive to this answer? His organs will have the righteousness to live in the next world. Where does this come from? Narnia? No. And Abraham, Avraham, 5 letters, begimatria in their mathematical value. Ramach, Resh, Mem, Chet, Resh 200, Mem 40, Chet 8, 248. So Abraham in Gematria 5 letters, value 248. Keminyan as the counting, Evarav shel Adam as the counting of the organs of men. So now we come to the conclusion. From where did he arrive to this answer? That his organs, because once we add the letter Hey to Abram, there are 5 letters, and the new value is 248. And 248 is the sum of the organs of man. And now there's a prototype that can live forever. He doesn't say, but the next life, the coming life, the next moment, there's infinite life. There isn't any limitation. So, what is the relation now between the blessing to Binyamin? So again, say, what will be with me? I don't know. There is no me, but what is the connection between the blessing to Naphtali and the question about Abraham? What is the connector here? The next world, the coming world, which is vast as the ocean, yes, umale birkat Hashem, and filled with the blessing of being, and Hashem, he writes here in the print, as with Hey and apostrophe. Yes, shortly, many times they don't write Yod Hey Vav Hey, the tetragrammaton, but they write Hey, the letter Hey with apostrophe. And this is the connection. Umale birkat Hashem Yam. And it is fulfilled with the blessing of being. Being is marked by the letter Hey in apostrophe. Yam. Yes. And with the name Avram, 4 letters. He doesn't say it, but this is what is written, which is not written here. With the name Avram, 4 letters, there is no blessing. Yes, but once the Hey, letter Hey, is being added to the name Avram, there's Abraham. Now, in the name Avraham, there's also the blessing of being to Naphtali. Yes, in the Torah, there is no late, later, and earlier, not before or after. They say, but Torah, En mukdam umuchar. There is no previous and after. Everything is being. So it doesn't matter that people read the Torah and say, but Naphtali came after, so how can it be? No. When you open the Torah, when we open the Torah, there's reading and being, and this is what there is. So, by adding another letter Hey to the four letters of Avram, there's a new name Avraham, and with the new name, with the letter Hey, there's a vessel in which the blessing of being can dwell. And then there's infinite life coming, and this is why he says, yes, because all his organs, yes, will continue to, there is no cease to existing. This is what it means. Questions? Ramach, in Hebrew, this is just a combination of letters, but what is important is their counting. Their counting is 248. This is also how how do you say the blood cells are, how do you say there's this is how do you say in English, Sidra Handasit, I don't have it in mathematical, the terms, yes, 2 in the power, this is exponential, how do you say, it grows 2, 4, 8, exponentially growth. In Hebrew, they mention the value of numbers using many times letters. This is why they say Ramach. Ramach, they has those letters are also creating the word Rechem, which is womb. Yes? And in the womb, the man is being is coming into be. Yes? Rechem womb has Resh, Chet, Mem. Rechem is womb. Yes, those are the same letters that holds the value of the organs. Because in the womb, the womb is like a 3D printer, and it prints the organs. And this is how the sages, it's not a medical reading. If you go now to medical lesson and you will look into this, how do you say, those tests that they look at the fetuses in the womb, and so they name it differently. The sages here, how do you say, stream the data. So it's not a data, but they stream those symbols from the words. Yes? And in the word Rechem womb, if we translate the word Rechem womb into numbers, this is 248. So the womb is a 3D printer that prints, yes, 248 organs. It's a very, very deep idea. This is not a data. This is the law. This is the law. This is not a law which is made by men. Yes, in the Senate. Yes, or the House of Representatives somewhere. It's a very deep reading. Oh, speaking of being. Questions? Rodrigo, Yanis, any question? You're most welcome to ask.
You mentioned this question
also,
about
if you did not understand a name, a
Abraham,
reference, please ask. Yes, Rodrigo.
Was added
yes.
to his name. And I don't know if I listen to your explanation. I don't know if there is a connection with that expression Behibaran, that the creation is completed or it's made to Abraham. I don't know if we can connect this explanation with this Behibaran.
Yes, 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 of course. It is completed in the Hey, yes, because Behei Bera'am, within the letter Hey, and there's infinite. So it is very interesting what Rabbi Amorai says here. This is saying with love. Yes, the meaning of Amorai is to say with love. What he says here, there's infinite life. The life do not cease to exist when body is disappearing. This is what he says here. There is appearance of a body in the birth and disappearance when there's a disconnection, the soul just checks out. So he says through, it's a very deep reading what he says, yes? There's infinite life. There's a guarantee. The letter Hey is the letter of being that holds the blessing of being. There's infinite life. This is why he says that all his organs, not specifically of Abraham, this is not a reincarnation, but in general to mankind. There's nothing lacking. There's no lack. This is what he says. It is so deep. And I'm so happy that with you there is ability to read this great text. I really thank you for being here, because what makes it so wonderful is that it's not an article in the newspaper. Somebody wakes up in the morning, drinks coffee, goes to the sea, and to go to the depths, to dive to the depths of the text, you just read and reread and ask questions and again and recite with devotion. Yes, this is the devotion. This is not information. Devotion. This is so beautiful because the secret of what he wants to say is hiding very, very deep under the words, under the sentences, under the verse. It's a very, very deep dive. And I thank you for being here, because for being here enables this deep dive. Because the days, the audience give it the depth. Otherwise, the text is being printed in a book. And if someone's open it reads it in the moment. But what gives the depth is the audience, or the participation, all of us. And I would like to thank you for this beautiful participation, and wish you a very good month on this Thursday. We shall celebrate a new month, the month of Kislev. It's a beautiful month, 9 months from spring, and with a lot of expansion. Yes, Kislev is a month with a lot of expansion in all dimensions. Thank you so much for being here. Yanis, thank you so much for participating in asking questions, and we hope that the computer, the PC and the Windows are okay. Thank you, Rodrigo. Shavua Tov, Chodesh Tov, and see you soon here on Thursday. להתראות.